Well, hello, boys and girls, and once again, it is CETA, episode 12. And this is Tommy Ellison coming to you from Alabama with another episode of Southern Dictionaries. And as we started off doing this as word of the day, it got somewhat convoluted, and we don't communicate with just one word. We actually communicate with expressions. And so we kind of switched off after week one to Southern expressions. And I'm just too lazy to change the graphic. So that's where we're going to be today. In fact, we're going to be looking at expressions that start with the letter K, because we're working our way through the alphabet. I know there's 30 days in April, and there's 26 letters in the alphabet, but we've got some other little surprises factored in. And you saw one on day 7 where we took a rest and diverted from the alphabetical illustrations that we're using. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at the letter K, and the Southern expression of the day is knee-high to a grasshopper. Knee-high to a grasshopper. Have you ever heard that expression? I don't know if you can leave a comment live because I'm broadcasting to my YouTube channel, and we'll be posting the results of this on the Ecamm Live community. But if you are reading this live, and maybe importantly, listening live and viewing live, you can always leave a comment, even in the replay, if you so choose. You know, we talk about how we can measure our effectiveness by our viewer count, and so far, I'm not doing too good. So I don't know if y'all are interested in this or not, but this is what I'm doing because this is my exercise for CETA. The Southern Dictionary, the expression of the day, and today is, as I said, knee-high to a grasshopper. Now, I know that you probably have maybe heard that expression if you watch Hee Haw or some other Deep South rooted program. Maybe even Andy Griffith may have heard him say that to Opie at some point in time. But what does that actually mean? Well, that essentially means that a person is not very tall, because obviously grasshoppers aren't very tall, and if someone is knee-high to a grasshopper, well, then you know he is not very tall. Which got me to thinking about that expression in general and how some of these may not be what you would call politically correct. Now, I don't know about you. I'm 70 years old. I'm kind of getting up there in age, but this whole political correctness thing is, to me, getting a little out of hand, like a lot of things these days are getting out of hand. But I don't know if this knee-high to a grasshopper thing is going to be politically correct or not. We might actually sometimes use the word short, and I'm told that that's not even politically correct any longer. We should be saying something like he's vertically challenged. You heard that before? Yeah, I have too. Or the other day we talked about getting hit with an ugly stick, and I don't think the word ugly is supposed to be used anymore. It's politically incorrect, and so now we should say they are cosmetically different. That's the PC phrase for ugly. I have a few more. What about this one? You know, sometimes you walk on a sporting event or a baseball game or even a subway, or for those of you who have subways, we don't, but maybe a bus, or you're taking a trip in an airplane and you sit down next to someone and you have that odoriferous smell of body odor. Well, we don't call that body odor now. We don't call it body stink. It's referred to as a non-discretionary fragrance. That's funny to me. I'm sorry, sir, but you seem to have some non-discretionary fragrance emanating from the pores of your skin. It's a lot of words to explain somebody just stinks, right? Oh, well, or if they're clumsy, the guy getting his overhead bag and he drops it on your head. He's not clumsy any longer. He's uniquely coordinated. But he's still an idiot, right? Well, or if someone is dishonest and you feel like they're stealing something from you, they're not really stealing. They're not dishonest. They're what we refer to as ethically disoriented. Don't you love that one? Wow, that's so PC it makes me want to throw up. Or we don't say people fail anymore. They just they fail to achieve a certain level of accomplishment. We now refer to them as deferred success. They haven't failed. They've just deferred their success. I'm sorry, Tommy can't read like the rest of the class, so his reading success has been deferred. Which reminds me of the story. I remember going into the first grade and being a parochial school student. I was taught by nuns, a gal named Sister Mary Battleship. And anyway, Sister Mary, the first thing she did in the first week of school was to divide the children into different reading groups based on their ability to read. And the kids that were the best readers were referred to in the Redbird groups, the Redbirds. Those were the best readers based on her little proficiency test. And the ones who were reading slightly under that Redbird level were referred to as Bluebirds. And that's where I fit, because I've always been somewhat average all my life, except in height and weight. But nevertheless, I guess I'm not fat, I'm just horizontally challenged. But to my story, the Redbirds were the best, the Bluebirds were the next level down, and of course the kids that didn't read very well, hadn't had that preparation, perhaps, I don't know the reasons behind it, but they were referred to as Blackbirds. Now, if you think about it, and we think about building self-esteem, I don't know if it was smart to call the bad guys the Blackbirds. But then again, we turned on Westerns and all the good guys wore white hats and all the bad guys wore black hats. And so, I don't know, make of that what you will. I also remember someone being called lazy, and now we won't do that. We'll just call them motivationally deficient. Motivationally deficient. Let me ask you something. What happened to sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? I don't know. You got an idea? You leave a comment. Well, there's another expression called knock you into next week that starts with the letter K, but I've taken too long and too much of your time. So we will save that for some other day. But you know what it means? It means I'm going to hit you so hard you're going to wake up next week. We'll make that one short and quick. Okay, that's 2 for the letter K. And tomorrow we will be looking at the letter L. So in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for the next episode of our Southern Dictionary. And remember, if you get down to Alabama, you need to come see me. And this is where I always say, y'all come. I got the video from yesterday kind of rolling in there. What about y'all come? Y'all come. We're doing it live, and I'm My Stream Deck is going nuts. Not really. It's operator error. See you later. Bye-bye.